In 2016, I was working in L&T construction. That time, the job situation was not so stable and decided that I should leave this job and prepare for competitive examinations. Especially, I targeted for Indian IES, Indian Engineering Services. I had taken the coaching and for entire training, I did my best, and what to talk about day and night, I studied my best, and that was my sole aim to get into it. Now in January, it was the time for prelims examination, and next day I was supposed to move to my friend's home to stay overnight and go for exam from his home, since it was the exam center was quite far away, and from my home, from I mean the place where I was staying, but it was quite closer to my friend's home. It was around 5 p.m., and when I was prepared and all things were set, as I searched for the ID, which is definitely a must to enter into examination center, I couldn't find it. Not even a single one. Now, this was the time which I had taken the entire stake. I had left the job, I was doing the coaching, I had invested, and tomorrow was the exam which all my stakes were held upon, and I was not able to find a single ID card. And I remembered a week before and left a bag in an auto, and suddenly I felt the chill. I had the feeling that I have to add to my woes. Probably I have lost all my ID cards, passports, uh, then Aadhaar card, then all of the cards, even I don't remember, but they were definitely the important ones. And now tomorrow is the exam, but still I left for the place, and as soon as I was about to reach the metro, I hit upon a friend of mine, and I was too, that time there was a mixture of disappointment as well as a spirit that it's okay. I mean, this is a time which I had been waiting for all this time, and now when the time has come, I'm not eligible to even sit in the exam. I didn't lose my spirit and thought, even if I don't get into the exam, I don't care if people laugh at me, but at least I'll have a story, and probably there are different things in store for me, and whatever happens, it will be for good. It was easier said than done, and I had calmed my nerves to the best. That friend of mine suggested, hey, it's Aadhaar card, and that time it wasn't in sort of that much popular in the culture. You can get it scanned, take a print out, and it can be used anyway. Yes, the e-Aadhaar card can be used in case anytime it is required. So I phoned my friend, and on reaching at his place at around 7:30 or 8 p.m., most of the shops were closed, but he handed over to me a scanned colored copy of Aadhaar card. That Aadhaar card was, on seeing that, it was like I have got the life back, and the things that seemed so helpless and so hopeless a moment before is now under my control. So the point of telling this story is things happen, and it may happen to such an extent you won't even dream it. But don't you lose nerves. The idea is, no matter what happens, it is happening for good. You may not be able to understand its context in that very moment, but wait for it, think coolly, and maybe even if by relieving your nerves, you can at least take a better decision. and will be placed in a much commanding position to make sensible judgments. Otherwise, you might end up doing some mistakes which were totally unnecessary and will only heighten the issue. So take your time to think about any such imminent problem, or the problem which earlier wasn't foresighted but it's there. Maybe it's for your own good. Work out the solution, and even if it's not happening, don't get depressed or get hopeless or do some stupid actions. You'll get the path, maybe in another direction, and it will be for good. And 10 or 15 years down the line, when you look back, you realize how daring your decisions were. So I think I made my point. So over to you. Thank you.